Fuck it! We're doing it live! Oh my god, okay, so we are super fucking late today.
My fault. My fault entirely.
No, not entirely your fault, because let's be honest. Earlier I had to take a shit, and I would have had the Hangout link a lot sooner if it wasn't for the fact that I had mud coming out of my ass. But you know, whatever.
Mud.
Fuck it. Mud, as in just mud.
What's that any different from when you normally do?
I've been having solid poops lately, sort of. Either way, that is not
a wipe.
That is not the fucking point. All right, that is not the point. We are now fucking doing the stream. We're talking about some shit. Apparently, South Park is coming out with another fucking game. Stop it. I never even got to play the first two, you sick fucks. But then again, I guess they found a new market to make South Park relevant again. Dragon Ball Super. I'm guessing we're supposed to talk about the Brawly movie coming up. And Mayans MC.
Mayans MC? What the fuck is that?
I don't know. I think that's supposed to be Sons of Anarchy. Maybe something happened with one of the actors who played one of the Mayans.
Okay.
Well, I mean, to go off with the South Park thing, they literally did an interview when the Stick of Truth came out that they're actually thinking of making, like, focusing all their attention on the games rather than the show.
Well, we know why that was. I mean, they're looking for a kind of relevance again. And not to say they haven't always been relevant, but it's the kind of, they became a storm that you couldn't stop. People of all walks of life, like the religious to the feminists to all that kind of stuff, tried to stop them, and they couldn't do it. Nothing could stop South Park. Great. But then people moved on, society moved on, and people played video games. And they sort of stopped watching TV. So they moved to the realm of video games, and that controversy came back. And that's what happened with the Stick of Truth. They said all that kind of stuff, and everyone would say, "Oh, you can't say that. Oh, think of the children. Oh my God.
Oh my God, you can have an abortion."
Not just an abortion. You can give an abortion to a man. That was fucked up. I loved it.
What?
And you can have what's his name? The gay dude.
Which gay dude? There was like 5 different gay characters.
Mr. Slave. You got Mr. Slave shove people up his ass.
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
I think one of the coolest things, it was the Fractured Butthole, the sequel, where apparently you can travel back in time. You try to stop some events that happened, but you didn't go to the right spot. You ended up being, in the moment of your conception. So you were shrunken with the underpants gnomes, and you had to do some tasks for them, but it requires you to get something out of the bed that your parents are having sex in. So you have to be very careful not to disturb them, because if you disturb them, then you're not going to be born. So you're literally fighting enemies and stuff while your mother's nipples are flopping here and there. It's
no, that's also in the first game where you have to fight the underpants gnome in the bed, and there's quick time events, and if you fail the quick time events, you get smashed by your father's balls.
Sorry, I kind of got confused by all that. Thanks for telling me. I couldn't remember, but it is fucked up, and I love it.
Oh, there's an achievement if in the beginning of that level where you just see your parents having sex, you just wait, you just don't do anything for like 5 minutes while your parents are having sex in the background.
This is life now. This is where we have come in society. We are talking about these topics. I don't know.
This is how you push the bounce.
I don't think that's how you do any of that stuff. I don't, because I was watching Kumite this morning, and that turned into a 3-hour fucking fight with Cog versus a creationist. I don't know where to begin with what kind of a headache that gave me. It was funny at first, and then it turned into sad, and then it became funny again. But then it got really sad and aggravating.
Well, that's because the guy was a troll. I didn't believe him.
Wasn't a troll. It's a troll. Well, that's right. You were there partly.
I was there. Well, I couldn't stay, but I was listening to it, and I'm like, this guy's got to know this isn't real. And he's like, well, we found the Ark. We confirmed it's for real, guys.
I found those pictures. It's full of shit.
But it's like you see, that's like that if that is a boat, it could be any kind of a boat. It could be a Viking boat. It could be maybe a Europe. It could be like a really, really, really old boat that got stuck in like a mountain or something. Like there's no reason to assume it's the Ark. And even if it was, I mean, we have no way of knowing if it was or not.
You know what it also could be?
What?
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I'm sorry to devolve back to the Star Wars thing, but Samaj, remember in the second game when they had that controversy about the race lighter?
The race, like vaguely. What?
The one where it's basically the darker you make your character, the harder the game was supposed to be.
Oh yeah, yeah. It doesn't actually make the game harder. It just means
no, it doesn't.
It was hilarious. PC Principal is my favorite character because it's everything that we keep talking about.
PC Principal is the guy, I think, if Magog wanted to go in the opposite direction of what his character is supposed to be, that's what he would create character-wise.
Yeah. Well, PC Principal, like I remember watching South Park, and one of the episodes of PC Principal is that he tried to stop like newspapers from talking about the college dorm, and the guys are just being politically correct so they can crush puss. And Jimmy, the town or the school newspaper, is the only one publishing about this kind of stuff. And the guy's like, no, we're not just doing this to have sex with girls. No, we're totally.
Oh, it wasn't even just that. It was this episode that they actually had where, or maybe it was actually the same episode. Now that I think about it, where Jimmy got in trouble with PC Principal because he lost his shit when he had read the paper, and apparently somebody had said the word retard. He was like, "Who the fuck did this? Who's the dead man who decided to do this?" And then Jimmy comes out and he's just like, "That was me." And he doesn't know what to fucking do at that point.
Well, he says, "Whoever did this, I'm going to break their fucking legs." And who does this newspaper? I think it was Stan or maybe it was Kyle that said he did. And he looks to him, and there was this crippled kid. And he's like, "So you gonna break his legs, PC Principal?" He's just, "No, you're not gonna beat up a cripple, not in front of your students."
No. I'm gonna fix his legs, and I'm gonna break them again.
I just love the fact that like when he's about to go on this rampage and say somebody, "How dare you fucking say the word retard? That is so offensive." And then he finds out that it's a handicapped person doing this, and just the look on his face of, "I don't know what to fucking do now." I don't know where to go with this.
And on top of that, he refuses to use the term cripple, and like Jimmy's like, "It's okay, you can say cripple. It's easier. Just say cripple."
Yeah, it's fine. You can say the word retard.
I love it. I was trying to find clips from it the other day because it's all good. It was everything I was hoping it would be.
No, of course. But yeah, so okay, well here's the thing though. So the first game that they did was very much fantasy orientated. Lord of the Rings, D&D kind of stuff. Second game, pretty much superhero genre. What's the third one going to be?
Sci-fi. I can already predict it. It's going to be sci-fi.
I don't know if I'd say it'd be sci-fi. I think it's actually going to be movies.
Like the kids are trying to make movies?
Well, that was part of the plot of the second game. The second game is that they all became superheroes and whatnot because it was a plan for the kids to get their own superhero franchise movies. That was the goal, and they never. I don't believe they ever achieved that because other shit happened. But maybe
because of the Cthulhu hating black people. I mean, black people hating Cthulhu's.
Yeah, so in order to do, I think they find another way, and they actually just straight up make indie movies, and they're going to be doing stuff along those lines. It's my guess. It would be the logical conclusion, as far as I'm concerned.
And for me, I feel like the logical conclusion would be like they already did. Like I said, they already did fantasy. They already did superheroes. Now they're just gonna pick up that weird kid that likes Star Trek, and they're gonna be like, let's just do a space adventure movie.
I really want, and it's only because if it goes the route that Samaj had actually suggested, but I really want a scene with Cartman and Wendy, or Bebe, I don't care, pulling a Harvey Weinstein. I need it to happen.
It might. I don't see why not. There was a cell phone game that they made. I never got a chance to. Is that what it was? I know it was about the kids playing Cowboys and Indians.
Yep, it's called Phone Destroyer.
Okay. So yeah, there is that as well.
It's Cowboys and Indians, and then it takes the weirdest turn because it's like Cowboys and Indians, and now we're playing, and now we're doing science. Now we're, like I said, science fiction, and then it's horror, and then it's just Power Rangers.
No, you see, the thing is that each game so far has just been one theme. It isn't so much that it's fantasy themed. Like, one of the reasons why Stick of Destiny was the Stick of Destiny, or was it the Stick of Truth?
Stick of Truth.
Was because Stick of Truth, whatever. Was because one of their biggest episodes was the episode where the kids were all obsessed with the Lord of the Rings. There was even an episode where the kids were all obsessed with superheroes, and that was actually a multi-episode mini-series type thing that they had done. So I have a feeling that if they're going to do this third one, you know what? I can fucking look it up. Why didn't I look it up?
I don't know.
Because I suck.
Oh, maybe.
Fractured but whole. No, that's not the one that we're fucking looking for. Bring the Crunch.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Oh my God. Okay, so it's just a DLC. That's all it is. It's a DLC from Fractured but Whole, and I think all it is it's a slightly movie-based fucking DLC scenario that you play out. That's it.
Okay.
God damn it. Could take like fucking save time. But no. I want to be a fucking retard and just start making guesses. It's a new game, right? No, he's not.
Well, I mean, I could correct you, but I'm not gonna.
Oh my God, Samaj, you son of a bitch.
I love you.
And I thought they already did all the DLCs.
Oh, I mean, so long as there's a new system and a new thing to go on, there'll always be something more. I'm not entirely certain, but I hear that there might be new content from when they go on the Switch.
It's just gonna be them face raping Hitoshi Hirama, whoever the fuck is the CEO of Nintendo.
I hope it's Reggie. I hope it's Reggie Fils-Aimé. Don't get me wrong. I like Reggie. I think he's an awesome guy. I think he's an entertaining kind of guy. I also think he's a prick. I love him, though. Please hire me.
What? I don't understand what just happened, Samaj. You were just shit-talking on someone, and then you wanted to get a job.
Don't question my methods.
I question a lot of methods. Question Speckle's method. You put me in charge, sort of.
Let me tell you, you might not know much about some of the stuff that goes on in Nintendo, but when it comes to Reggie Fils-Aimé, how he got his work, how he got working at Nintendo and all that kind of stuff, he's not suited for anything. But he does his job, and he does it well. And he's also he can also give a little. He can take a little shit, and he can give a little shit. I've seen him in like he played with people to showcase games, and some of these fans who would play these games would go, "You're not very good." You know what he said to this kid? He said, "Yes, well, it's hard to be good when you're running a multi-million corporation. What do you do?" I'm like, fuck.
Minus that last bit, you pretty much just described me. Like, I'm not fit for anything, but I do my best in the fields I'm in. Oh, speaking of which, I got approved for surgery.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I just have to set up the actual surgery date, which apparently my doctor's office is run by a bunch of forgetful fucks.
Oh, yours too, huh? That
Yeah.
happens an awful lot.
Yeah, I called them this morning, basically saying, this is my first time, getting surgery as an adult. I don't know if I should set it up with you guys or if I'm supposed to just, inform you that I'm going to be having surgery. I'm not sure where to go from this. And they said, "Oh, it's okay. We actually have to have it reviewed, and then we will call you back later on. When would be the best time?" I'm like, "Oh, you can go ahead and call me today." "Okay, sure. We'll call you later today." 10 hours later, I don't think they're gonna call me.
Yeah, it happens.
Don't worry, Brockets. Everybody gets scared through their what, third liposuction now?
It's not liposuction, you son of a bitch. Isn't it past your bedtime, child?
I actually was.
He still gets
Could
at
be.
least look. He still gets 10 minutes with his Legos. Leave him alone.
Fair enough.
We love you, Darnell. So, okay. What were we talking about again? We're talking nerd shit.
Yeah. This is the
We
nerd
were talking
show.
about Stick of Truth in South Park.
Yeah. So the new game from South Park, I'm okay with that. I think that they did really well with their last couple of games. And I don't see a reason why it wouldn't be good this time around. They know they're good at what they do.
Yeah, I'm not exactly, really bad mouthing the South Park games and stuff. I still really like South Park, even though some of the stuff feels a little too watered down or tame compared to how they used to be. But, shit happens. Still, like, I've heard, I know of some people who don't play a lot of video games and don't really watch cartoons or anything like that. Like they've just stayed away from both almost entirely in their adult life. And yet, when they found out that South Park was making a RPG, they were all over that shit hardcore. It's like, I don't play video games, but I'm buying a system and getting it for just that game. That was it. And I legitimately did watch, as a friend of mine who's never played really any video game his entire life, doesn't own a system or anything like that, but the fucking game, The Stick of Truth. And when when him and their roommates had to actually move out and shit like that, he ended up, because he had the game but not the system, spending over $300 on a fucking used system. I think it was a PS4, or PS3, just to fucking still be able to play the fucking game. It was insane. I'm like, you spent so much money on something you're not going to use other than to play this video game. And he looked at me and he said, "I don't fucking care. It's South Park."
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Some people are just fucking obsessed like that.
You know what? South Park, make video games great again.
They can. They have.
They will.
Especially when, they just don't give a fuck. I think it's probably one of my favorite things nowadays. Like, I get really happy for a lot of things. Oh, the pizza's almost here, or we got the all-you-can-eat sushi fucking thing. Whatever the case is, there's a lot of stuff.
All food he gets excited about.
I get very happy with food. Yes, I'm fat. Fuck you. But like
you literally rolled yourself into that one.
I know. So I get happy with a lot of different things. I found that I get strangely happy when I find out that there are people complaining about stuff like, "This is offensive," and the people that they're saying this to are in return going, "I don't fucking care. I'm still going to do it."
Mm-hmm.
I just get like ridiculously happy, and it's just like, even if I don't like those fucking people, I'm just like, that makes me smile. Stand by your stuff. It's a good thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'd stand by it. If I'm really passionate about something.
Hold on, I'm going to the bathroom.
All right, we're going to move on to the other topics. Sorry, what were the topics altogether? We're going to talk about South Park and
South Park, the Mayans MC. I finally found out what that was.
okay.
And Dragon Ball Super. Again, I think Dragon Ball Super is because of the upcoming Brawly movie.
Maybe in a little bonus feature there, we can talk about the new Venom trailer.
We could talk about just about anything. These are just the three main topics that we were supposed to talk about. And in all honesty, Mayans MC, unless you are a fan of Sons of Anarchy, you're not really going to know anything about that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't watch Sons of Anarchy, so I guess I'll be skipping this.
I actually watched the entire fucking show. It was amazing. So basically, all it is there was sometime after the final season of the Sons of Anarchy series had ended. There was talks of a prequel series showing the actual birth of Sam Crow with the first 9, which is essentially supposed to be young Ron Perlman, young, I guess, well, Jax Teller's father. I can't remember what his name was. But yeah, it was supposed to be the first 9, and I think this is supposed to go all the way back to like the 70s and 80s and shit like that. And like that's just what that story was meant to be. Well, I didn't know that they were also working on another spin-off that is actually in the currently in the makings, which is Mayans MC. And all it is it's the Sons of Anarchy universe, but we're now focused on the Mayans instead of Sam Crow. That's it.
Okay, that's a decent explanation for something I still know nothing about. But yeah,
There's side characters now have their own show. There you go. That's all you need to know about what's going on. What's going on with the Mayans? It's a bunch of side characters that actually have their own show now. Oh, kind of like the Titans. No.
we'll see. I don't know. That Titans show might be good, although I'm guessing it's going to be terrible.
I'm gonna backhand the shit out of you so much.
Hey, I don't know nothing about it.
I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna hurt you.
You think I should just presuppose it's going to be bad? You think it's going to be that bad?
It's going to be bad. They ruined everybody in that trailer. Don't believe me? Go ahead and rewatch it. Ask yourself, do you think Raven would actually be seeking help from anyone, knowing fully well her character has never actually sought help from anyone? That even when her own father or Deathstroke or whatever character has basically held her life in the palm of their hands, that she's ever actually reached out and asked for somebody's help? No, it's always Dick Grayson or Starfire or even Beast Boy coming to her aid and essentially making her accept their help. That's how Raven has always been. But in the trailers, she's basically begging for fucking assistance. She probably doesn't even know what the fucking jewel is that she wears around her neck, which is supposed to be Trigon's fucking soul, but you know, let's just skip over that little bit of information. Most likely she's going to find out there was some stupid bullshit means. Maybe it'll be the nice twist towards the end of the show, like, 12 episodes. And then on episode 10, we find out, oh, so it has your father's soul in it. Yeah. Who would have thought? And every DC fan who was actually watching it just throws their fucking TV out the window simultaneously, all at the same time.
All right.
That's just one calm critique about how terrible that trailer was. I don't even really want to get into the whole blue hair that Raven was sporting. That bugs the shit out of me, but I can overlook that for the fact that I was more mad at how Raven was acting in the trailer. And then the fucking Jesus symbolism just pissed me right the hell off. I was just like, oh, okay, we're going there. Sons of bitches.
All right. Here's the thing. I was not impressed by the trailer. I really wasn't. I could care very, very less. I care more about a pair of Dingo's kidneys than I can about that new Teen Titans show. I probably will not watch it. even though it's everything that you want, superheroes and it's about Robin and all that. Because Robin, interesting enough character, but yeah, I don't know if I'd ever really want to see it. I never watched Gotham. I just couldn't be bothered.
Gotham was terrible. I'm gonna let you know right now. Gotham was bad.
Okay.
Season 1 was good. Season 2 starts to make you question what's happening. Season 3 makes you go, wait, what? Season 4, you just want it to stop, and because it's not, you want to shoot your fucking TV or your DVR, whatever one you fucking decide to go with first.
We don't discriminate. Yeah, go ahead and shoot it. Shoot anything. Shoot your TV.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're not advising that you shoot your TV. We're just saying that it's something that symbolically in your head you should do.
Concussion would like to take this moment to say we do not advocate violence against human beings, but you can go ahead and bust the shit out of a fucking television if you want.
Yeah, mind bullets, folks. Mind bullets.
Exactly. No, yeah, I watched Gotham. Didn't like it. I mean, the first season was good, but like by the time the second season rolled around, I started to notice that all they kept doing was introducing one Batman villain after another and making me wonder, okay, hold on a second. Bruce is about maybe 14 years old in this fucking show, even though his character is supposed to be fucking 8 when his parents are shot and killed. But whatever, alternate universe, let's go ahead and age him up a bit, especially since the actor needs to, be an appropriate age and shit. Cool, whatever. The actor who's playing Bruce, decent actor. The actress who's playing Selena Kyle, kid Selena Kyle, and the fact that she saw who murdered Bruce's parents, or, well, that's what she says, and it turns out that's actually false. She just so happened to be in the area, though. I'm like, okay, cool. So Selena Kyle and Bruce Wayne are the same age. Young Jim Gordon is, he's the good guy of this story. Interesting. Why is the Penguin a full-grown adult? Why is the Riddler a full-grown adult? This is confusing the shit. Oh, the Scarecrow is a full-grown adult who dies. Oh, no, his son is a still older young adult who's now crazy because of what his father did. I don't know what's happening to the Batman villains.
You also forgot that Renee Montoya and Jim Howard, who are supposed to be the Question and the Spectre, are also full-grown adults.
Wait, Renee Montoya?
She's in the first episode.
It's been so long since I actually watched that show, but Renee Montoya is supposed to be gay.
Yeah.
And in a relationship with Batwoman.
No, they still keep the gay part, but now she's gay with Gordon's wife.
Gay with Gordon's wife?
No, what? Now I remember. She isn't actually she's a gay cop, yes. They kept Renee Montoya gay, except she's internal affairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Barbara Keene, the actual mother of Barbara Gordon and Jim Gordon Jr., seriously, why couldn't they come up with a different fucking name? When you think about it, Jim Gordon is married to Barbara Keene, aka Barbara Gordon, and they both have they have children. They have 2 kids, boy and a girl, and they named the boy and the girl Jim Gordon and Barbara Gordon. God damn it, you unoriginal white fucks! Could have called this one Tim and that one, I don't know, something that starts with a T. Teresa.
I'm still trying to comprehend the idea that Jim's wife is, or before it becomes her, or before she becomes his wife, is in a lesbian relationship.
No, not before. Not before. During.
No, that is false. That is false, and I will explain why. Before Barbara Keene meets Jim Gordon, apparently she was in a very passionate, very sexy relationship with Renee Montoya. The reason why Renee Montoya fucking despises Jim Gordon so much is because of the fact that it was Jim Gordon that convinced her to go for dick. So she left a woman for a man. That's the actual backstory they give you later on.
That's not a very good idea. Look.
Also, Barbara Keene is not actually Jim Gordon's wife in this. They have altered reality entirely. Barbara is now a mob boss or a mob general, lieutenant, whatever. She's basically now in a gay relationship with a former assassin of a mob boss who they branched out and started doing their own thing. They run a club together. Also, Barbara isn't 100% gay. She's clearly bi because she still does the seduction thing for men, and so does her fucking girlfriend, who's also into guys. In fact, she was surprisingly into a fat guy. But yeah, so it's two bisexual women pretty much will use seduction in any way they can to get what they want and stuff like that. And Jim is actually in a relationship with a doctor who's not supposed to be his wife at all. She's just some other chick, and I don't know why the fucking writers are doing this, and they're confusing me, and they're making my brain hurt, and then they're introducing Joker and making him a fucking bigger villain than he needs to be, and I'm just like, okay, when does Batman do Batman stuff? Because Jim Gordon is Batman. And it gets worse because then Bruce puts on a costume and he calls himself Batboy, and I'm like, you need to stop.
Yeah, I'm sort of glad I didn't watch the show. It's highly, highly stupid. I mean, I think the whole idea was we're going to do a Batman show without Batman. And I think that's absolutely just a terrible idea. People come to this stuff for Batman.
No. It would have worked if it was already in the Batman universe, but it was on the outskirts. Like, what happens after, or, like on the other side. Because the whole point with what made Gotham bad was just into the point of, oh, wait, we want to use all these other famous Batman characters, but we can't because that's already elaborating on what came, with the whole pretext of they came for Batman. Like Jim Gordon having to fight the Court of Owls and Ra's al Ghul is stupid.
I didn't get that far. What? Ra's al Ghul showed up in the show?
No. You know the guy that plays what's his name? Bashir in Deep Space Nine?
It's been a while. Bashir.
The Arab dude that plays Bashir in Deep Space Nine. He's Ra's al Ghul.
I don't give a shit who is Ra's al Ghul. And it's Ra's al Ghul. I don't give a shit who's playing Ra's al Ghul. They have Ra's al Ghul in the story.
Yes.
Did they
and the Court of Owls.
Talia?
No Talia yet.
By the way, I just want to point out to everybody, Talia is over 100 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Consider that your one and only weird, creepy moment that you actually realize. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
The only twist in the Batman, I guess, universe, if you will, that I actually did enjoy was in Batman Beyond. I don't know if you guys ever watched that cartoon show, but there was an episode where Talia came back and said to Bruce, you're an old man now. Why don't you come over and all that other kind of stuff, and we'll make you young again. You can live your life in luxury or whatever. And he almost does it. And then they find out something. They find out that what she wanted to do was take his brain and put the mind of Ra's al Ghul inside of him. But the mind of Ra's al Ghul is currently living inside of Talia and is currently controlling Talia. So Ra's al Ghul is Talia. And I'm like, this is so fucked up. And in the episode, of course, she's doing all the seduction, making out with old man Bruce and all the other kind of stuff. And it wasn't until the end you find out, Jesus Christ, this is Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, I actually thought that was a really interesting episode, just because it's like, oh, okay, so Talia came back. Of course she's going to look young forever. She's got the Lazarus pit. Oh, so there was a story where apparently Ra's dies. That's interesting. Oh, it turns out Ra's was actually inhabiting Talia's body the entire... Nick, you kissed him.
Yeah. I think it was...
that quick realization is when I was just like, my innocence is lost.
I'm trying to remember. I think it was Terry. Yeah, Terry. When at the end of the episode, when Talia was defeated and all that, and Terry just sort of looks at Bruce and goes, "Yuck," and Bruce says to him, "Yuck, you're not the one who kissed her."
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ, this is so gross.
Because, like, usually you think, like, oh, that's an interesting twist. Oh, that's an interesting twist. With a twist like that, you have the realization hits you really fucking hard. You're just like, oh, that's it. Oh no.
And to anyone in the chat there, if you haven't seen Batman Beyond, you need to watch that show. It is so fucking good.
I actually have been kind of chatting with people in Facebook groups recently. I sort of went on this massive hiatus from my Facebook comic book group and shit like that. And recently, I actually had a brief discussion about Batman. One of them just so happened to be that people nowadays, like, every single time the mantle is given to another person, it inevitably comes back to Bruce. Bruce always gets the costume back. And it's because the fans cannot handle anyone except Bruce Wayne wearing the fucking symbol. For some reason, the audience will always reject anyone who is not Bruce sporting the cowl. Dick Grayson sports the cowl multiple times. No one wants it to happen. Everyone rejects it. Temporarily, Superman was sporting the cowl, mostly in the cartoon Batman the Animated Series / Superman the Animated Series when they had the crossover episodes. People rejected it, and they hated it, and they were like, why would they do that? It can mimic Bruce's voice perfectly. It's not a real superpower when you actually consider what Superman can actually fucking do, but sure. Throw a fucking bitch fit.
I liked how there was for a time there, Superman was in that micro Kryptonian city, and he lost all his powers, but he still wanted to do superhero work until he found the way out. So he decided, in Kandor. So he decided that in this little comic series, he decided, oh, you know what? I'm going to take a page from one of my friends, and he decided to be the Batman of Kandor, except he went by the name Nightwing.
Mm.
And I remember hearing that going, oh, that's both cool, and then now I get it. I see it.
Well, back in the 90s, I think it was, Superman and Batman did a partial... Well, it wasn't really so much Superman and Batman, but there was an actual reboot retcon of how Dick Grayson becomes Nightwing in Nightwing Year 1. And what it is after Dick has left Batman and created the Teen Titans and is doing the superhero thing with the Teen Titans and stuff as Robin, he eventually goes back to Batman. Now, what Batman doesn't tell him is that he has a new kid. Oh, wait, actually, he does tell him this. But he has a new kid that he's recruited, and he's going to give him the mantle of Robin, which is Jason Todd. And Dick is pissed off. He's just like, what? You're telling me I can't wear the fucking suit anymore? He's like, yeah, you can't wear the suit unless you're rolling with me. You're not Robin anymore. And fucking Dick is pissed off. So he gives him the suit. He walks away. He's mad. He eventually goes to Superman because now he has to think of his own persona. Superman tells him, well, there was this superhero back on my home planet who didn't have superpowers, but he did amazing things with gadgets and stuff, very similar to how you do things. And Dick is like, oh, who is that? He shows him a video of this guy, and his name was actually Nightwing. And that's when Dick's like, oh, interesting. And hence the fucking symbol, the suit, and everything. And I was just like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. Nice little origin story.
And at the same time, take a little jab at Batman.
Right.
I like that. I could totally see him doing that. I could sort of see Batman and Superman just having little jabs at each other throughout everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're totally best friends, but we're fucking just grinding into everyone or into each other.
But yeah, no, I was earlier about the Batman thing. I said that no one can accept Bruce. No one can accept anyone other than Bruce wearing the cowl, except Terry McGinnis. Terry McGinnis is the only one that the fans have unanimously said he's the only one that can replace Bruce. If you ever try to do that again, we're going to reject it, New 52. We reject this. God damn it. Every fucking time.
Yeah, the fans are a fickle bunch. You can't really... I mean, you can do a lot of things, but you can't really change up the main source material because that's what they like.
Are you kidding me?
Huh?
Fucking Bat fans are some of the worst fandoms that actually exist out there. I frequently used to go on these comic book groups that I was a part of on Facebook a lot, like every fucking day for hours on end. Even if I was at work, I would go onto the group and I would have massive arguments with people. I found out very quickly Superman fanboys suck, Bat fans, as we call them, suck. Goku fanboys are the worst. Wolverine fanboys make me regret being a fan of Wolverine. And the list goes on. There's an actual list out there of superheroes and vigilantes and, well, characters, fictional characters in general, who have some of the worst fucking fan base you will ever encounter. They believe Superman is completely unbeatable. That's not true. They believe that Batman can beat anyone, no matter who it is. That's not fucking true. They believe Goku can kill Superman. I don't know how many times I have to fucking get into that goddamn fight. But I'm not going to do it now. It's fucking annoying. There are people out there that even believe that the Hulk is unstoppable. That realistically, with how the Hulk, the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets. Technically, that's not true. I'm not actually exaggerating this. That's technically not true. Because if it was true, Thanos wouldn't stand a chance against the Hulk. But Thanos does quick work of the Hulk almost every time those two encounter each other.
I'm sorry. What we're talking about just came back.
Oh, fandoms and how they suck.
Oh, okay.
Well, thanks for contributing, Darnell. You're a real.
I was in the bathroom.
You're a son of a bitch, you know that.
Yeah.
Walk away from this fucking stream so you can go take your little poops. Motherfucker.
Oh, it wasn't little. Trust me, I was screaming at one point.
Oh, gee, thanks, Darnell. I love to hear this kind of stuff. That's a great topic. Great topic of conversation. Glad you're here to contribute. Thanks for being here, man. You're a real buddy.
At one point.
You know?
Literally, I went full Michael Jackson at one point. It was scary. I could see my veins.
I don't even know what to say about that. That's just... sometimes don't share with the class, Darnell. That's all I gotta say.
God damn it, Darnell. Why did we ever bring you back? Anyway, sorry, I'm just playing with you. What were we saying again?
Fandoms
and why they suck, and then you were talking about how the Hulk could beat Thanos.
Well, he can.
No, realistically, the Hulk can beat Thanos. This is something that everybody seems to misunderstand when it comes to comic book hero and villain formulas and stuff like that. Except what I was saying specifically is that when the comic books consistently keep telling us that the angrier the Hulk gets, the stronger he gets, that's actually technically not true. And the only reason why is because if you actually pay attention to his publication, that's only been a thing in Hulk comic books specifically, or World War Hulk / Planet Hulk, because they needed a reason to make the Hulk win, or they needed a reason to get rid of the Hulk, whatever the case is. But when you actually, really look at the Hulk, you understand that the whole the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets concept isn't actually true, because he's gotten really pissed off, like uncontrollably mad at certain characters like Thanos, and still lost. That's what I'm getting at. It's obviously not true. Either that or Marvel, like Toriyama, can't follow their own fucking rules.
That sounds pretty likely.
That's usually the actual fucking thing, because different writers will come up with different things. Like there have been plenty of incidents, stories where writers are incredibly biased. I think it was last week we talked a little bit about Amalgam Comics.
Mm-hmm.
Before Amalgam Comics became a thing. The lead up to that was the crossover scenarios where DC and Marvel heroes would fight each other. In one of those particular crossover stories, Thor actually gets beat up by Superman. The writer
decided that Thor cannot stand up to fucking Superman and win, or even come to a stalemate, even though comic book fans know that would be the most likely scenario. And the reason why is because that particular writer has actually gone on record multiple times in interviews stating he doesn't like Thor. He doesn't believe Thor is as strong as he's supposed to be. He doesn't really like Thor in any way, shape, or form and stuff. But he loves Superman. So there was clear bias there. And this is what unfortunately happens with a lot of writers. Sometimes writers don't like certain characters, so they nerf them on purpose because it's like, I don't really like this character, so I want this character to beat him. Look at Wolverine, for example. Wolverine used to be considered the measuring stick of Marvel. If you could beat Wolverine, then you would make it big somewhere. Why is it everyone can beat Wolverine now? Everyone beats Wolverine. Nightcrawler beats Wolverine. How the fuck does that happen? Nightcrawler's never been able to beat Wolverine in a straight up fucking fight. Even though Nightcrawler has a clear advantage, Wolverine can instinctively fucking catch him every single time he bamfs away. I don't know what it is. It's like just he has that killer instinct and he could just get Nightcrawler as soon as he pops up somewhere else and shit. And it's just like, okay, I can understand that. Wolverine is a badass. He's a fucking trained killer. He's, a highly trained assassin kind of thing. So he would kind of have the skills and abilities to take down someone like Nightcrawler. Now, Nightcrawler would fucking mop the floor with him. No questions asked. It's confusing.
Gotcha. All right. We got that. What were we talking about again? I am so lost.
Well, the 3 topics, we've already covered 2 of the 3.
We had a small tangent on DC stuff.
Oh, no, that's fine. We had a small tangent on DC stuff because it's still relevant. I mean, with the stuff that they have announced coming out, Teen Titans Go movie, the return of the Teen Titans cartoon series.
Wait, is it a movie?
Yes. Teen Titans Go, the cartoon, is getting its own movie. It's a legitimate movie now.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking the live action thing.
That's Titans, DC's Titans.
Okay, I get them mixed up because it's. Forgive me, they're the same characters.
Dude, it's completely understandable. Fucking, my niece would be confused if I fucking said Teen Titans. She wouldn't know what show I was talking about.
I bet. All right, well, the Teen Titans cartoon show, coming back, that doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
It's gonna be shit.
What, the cartoon show?
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, we saw this coming a mile away. It's the Teen Titans. All right.
Oh, it's not even just that. So we have waited a decade for this show to come back. It's been since 2006, 2007, somewhere around then, when the Teen Titans cartoon show just ended on a cliffhanger on season 2, and we never got a season 3. We never got a follow-up, even though they had, paved the way for a 3rd season. It got canceled. Nothing for a long fucking time. And then a few years ago, Teen Titans Go was just a fun little fucking, 15-minute joke show in between shows during this 4-hour cartoon block that Warner Brothers was having for the fucking morning cartoons and shit. Teen Titans Go was not meant to be taken seriously. The same creators of Teen Titans came back for Teen Titans Go, and that's all it was. And it caught on so big and got so popular that it ended up getting its own fucking show, which my niece watched religiously. And I'm not going to lie, I watched it with her because it slowly became a guilty pleasure because I can't help it. Sometimes I really like stupid humor. And the way they did it was fucking perfect, especially the episode they go into the future and Beast Boy and Cyborg decide to prank call themselves in the future. And first Cyborg goes, prank calls himself, hey, is your refrigerator running? Well, you better catch it. Ha ha ha. And he hangs up. Then Beast Boy goes, hi, is Beast Boy there? Oh my God, when? Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. And he hangs up, and his immediate words are, we never should have done this. I'm just like, oh my God, he knows he's going to die, and when? Oh, shit. Oh, Beast Boy knows too much now. It's fucking, dude. It was so depressing, and I could not stop laughing. I rewound just to fucking rewatch that scene over and over again. I couldn't stop fucking laughing, man.
It was so dark and yet so good.
Yes, and that's how the show got me. Like that's how it became a guilty pleasure for me. There's another episode where Aqualad is actually trying to date Raven, and how he seduces her is by taking her down to the ocean floor to do the whole, Little Mermaid thing with these aquatic animals basically playing instruments and being all cute and wonderful and stuff. And Raven's like, oh, what am I supposed to look on this and just be all, oh, it's so magical. I love you so much. Oh, I want to kiss your face, please. And he's smiling, puts his finger up, like, just give it a second. All of a sudden, these sharks come out of the shadows, and off screen, you hear it happening, and you kind of see body parts flying. The sharks have been commanded to destroy, kill, and eliminate all of those cute little aquatic creatures with blood and gore everywhere, and Raven's face lights up with happiness. And I'm just like, Jesus, fuck, this show's dark.
Just right for kids. Just right for kids. Okay. I can see why this would be a guilty pleasure. This is sounding better.
Yeah, like, surprisingly, Teen Titans Go, where it's nothing but a bunch of slapstick bullshit jokes that make people go like, oh my god, Ren and Stimpy was better. It goes with such dark adult humor jokes that you kind of just, I found myself appreciating it way more than I should have. It's really fucked up.
Sounds that way.
It is. Dude, seriously, my niece would watch it, and I would sit there and I would watch it with her, and I was completely shocked. Like, oh my god, this show is dark and way too adult for you. Thank God you don't know any of this shit. They have an entire episode mocking Starfire being a slut. I'm not even shitting you. There's an episode where Starfire essentially is a slut.
Really?
Yeah, well, okay. The story is...
They have to elaborate on this, because I don't think that even the most progressive of people would let that slide.
Okay, so it's not entirely true. So in this episode, Cyborg, for some reason, decides to create this perfect matchmaker thing at Robin's request, because he's trying to convince Starfire that Starfire should be in a relationship with him. So Cyborg creates for Robin this little joke thing where it basically picks out the perfect person for you. Cyborg has Starfire go, and when she does it, it lands on Aquaman. So in the episode, she's now dating Aquaman. Not even kidding you. She suddenly starts dating Aquaman for no other fucking reason than that. And then Raven goes and it lands on Beast Boy, and there's this huge controversial thing and stuff. Well, eventually Robin demands that Starfire does it again. Starfire does do it again, and it lands on a fucking mop. So she starts dating the mop.
And then she gets all wet.
No, she's dating the mop now. And then eventually she does it again at the end of the episode. Raven has finally succumbed to her feelings for Beast Boy, but when Starfire does it again, when Cyborg does it for Starfire again, it says that Starfire should be in a relationship with Beast Boy. And now the episode ends with Starfire and Raven fighting over Beast Boy. And I'm just like, oh, it's a joke on Starfire being a slut. It's a joke on... Oh my god, they fucking did it, those sons of bitches.
All right then. Okay. All right. So be it. I know that there's still a good fandom for it. We got the movie. When is that movie coming out?
It already came out. Yeah, it goes to the movies. Already came out.
Oh, I thought it was in like later August or something. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, Starfire is not actually a slut in her culture's standards. The Tamaranians are actually a polygamous culture. I'm not even kidding about that.
You're just trying to fight for your waifu.
No. It's an actual thing. Back
Yeah,
in
he's actually telling the truth.
in the 80s, especially when Starfire had actually made her first appearance and stuff like that. When she was talking to Dick, she was actually talking about her people around the time they had started dating, and she said that Tamaranians love many people, sometimes just emotionally and romantically, and sometimes physically. And so that was the hint that Tamaranians are technically a polygamous culture. Which is even weirder because, Starfire fled from her planet because she was a slave after her sister had enslaved her and then demanded that she marry. And it was weird. Why would you fucking believe that if people say, I guess you could fuck whoever you want, doesn't matter.
Yeah, that is.
Well, Brock, this just goes back into my original question I did with the Bill Cosby thing.
Which is
if a man rapes a woman in the woods and she's not around to say no, it's still a rape thing.
Oh god damn it, Darnell. Are you
Well, no,
one of the writers? Are you one of the writers for the fucking Teen Titans Go series?
No, I'm just one of the little boys that James Gunn touched.
Get out. Get out. That's what I tolerate you. Get out.
The fucked up part is I can actually see Samaj just taking his headphones off and walking over to Dark. Like if we were in a studio and if we were all in the same room, he would just take the headphones off, walk up and just start slapping the shit out of Darnell. It's like, how dare get out of this room. Get out of the studio right now. What is wrong with you? Oh fuck.
Oh,
But no, think about it. Think about that. Listen, going with my Bill Cosby thing. Is it still rape in a polygamous marriage if you're in the middle of an orgy and somebody says no?
are you still here?
Yes.
God damn it, Darnell.
I want to get money together, and I want to get us all three an actual studio so we can have these nerd discussions in a studio. So I can have my dream of watching Samaj actually physically assaulting Darnell when he steps out of line.
I don't know. I think we'd get in trouble because you know me. I have a roll up newspaper, and I'd be whacking him, and I'd be saying, "Damn it, boy, you shut the fuck up!" And I think we'd be taken down for racism.
I was gonna say, yeah, boy, what the fuck? I am not your master. Wait, that's the other way. It's supposed to be the other way around.
Damn it, boy, I will slap you.
No, you should think to call me Bobby before you hit me.
God damn
Damn
it,
it,
boy.
Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby.
No, yeah. So Teen Titans Go movie, it's out already, I guess. I thought it was coming out next month. Teen Titans cartoon coming back for a third season. Young Justice season 3 has been announced. Basically, just the Teen Titans, except a different name. And of course, we have DC's Titans. Fuck Batman, I guess.
Yeah, fuck Batman.
It's confusing.
What the hell was that all about? That when I first heard Robin say that, I was like, "What is that? He's goddamn Batman. You're not Nightwing. You're not that edgy boy, teenage, whatever. No. You're fucking Robin."
It's not even just that, dude. Like the depressing part was having to watch that scene, and in my head, all I keep thinking is, "Why are you Jason Todd? That's not Dick Grayson. That's Jason Todd. What the fuck happened? What are the writers doing? Who thought this was a good idea? Who let Darnell back in the studio?"
I just had to blow the janitor. He let me in.
I don't even want to know. You just keep that to yourself. We don't even have a janitor, bro. Like that's the part that makes me feel weird.
This is the cunt stream.
No wonder we smell like pineapples.
What makes you think we have a janitor? We can't afford a janitor. Get out.
Schmeckel makes me and Samaj clean up all the fucking messes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why that? No wonder there's so much poop everywhere.
Oh my god.
Look, we got to deal with nature's demands, okay? Not my fault.
I don't know where to begin with that.
Yeah, but we can at least make Brockus wear a diaper.
Well, hey, Brockus isn't the one with the problem here. I'm the one flinging dirt around here.
I don't know where to begin.
Well,
let's talk about this. How's your relationship with your mother?
That's not for you to ask, Darnell. You gotta know your limit, man. Damn it, boy, shut up.
Oh yeah, and you asking if my mom is hot last episode is all right.
Yeah, because you're Mexican.
Yeah, you age slowly. Gracefully.
No, that's the Asians. But sometimes the Mexican women, they stay hot for eternity.
There's this
really weird.
There's this Asian YouTuber called Rena Scully. She's like an Asian with like blonde stuff like that. She's in her 40s. Doesn't fucking look it. All right. She's still very hot.
You said it's a YouTuber named Rena?
Rena Scully. Yes. She does like some Let's Plays and stuff like that. She's an Asian woman. I bang. I don't care you're in your 40s.
She's in her 40s.
Yeah.
How?
Oh, did you look her up?
I'm looking her up now.
Yeah.
How?
I know, right? She's Asian.
Bullshit.
This is Asian magic.
I don't like this. What is in the water in Asia?
It's the thing is with them is that
preservatives and I'm guessing some sort of super soldier serum.
Well, they have like their genes are a bit different. They stay young until their 50s, and then when the old age starts it hits fast. And so like when you know when she starts to start develop the wrinkles and stuff like that, your career is done. And it's not just a little done, not like a little bit of makeup here and there, you'll be fine. No, you're done. You're gonna age super fast. That's just the way of things when it comes to their I don't know, their lifestyle, their breed. I don't know.
Way to make them sound like they're not even human.
Well, they're Asian. I mean,
that's true. That's...
Samaj is a very big dealer of the pump and dump. He's been doing it for what, 9 years now?
I watch from a distance. I'm quite good at that.
Yep.
I know. That's exactly why I say a pump and dump. He pumps and then he dumps it all over them.
You saying I'm making it rain? Shut up, man. That's enough. What are you doing?
You make a blizzard.
Jesus.
Make a blizzard.
You're the one who drew that thumbnail of your avatar going ape shit on one of your Tenga eggs.
Yeah, that was. You know what? I did that like right after I came home from my trip last year, and it was the same thing. I was in like a camper, no privacy whatsoever. What did you think I did as soon as I got home? Damn fucking right.
Exactly what the thumbnail says.
That thumbnail says everything.
Yep.
And I recently came back from another trip. You know what?
Don't share with the class.
Okay, so do you just go straight up and down, or you do like a corkscrew motion?
I usually break at least one leg on my bed. So I mean, I'm a freak. We should probably move on to the next topic because my lack of a love life isn't really an interesting one. It's a very common, well-treaded conversation on the country.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had to put myself on mute because I'm going through this fucking house, and apparently people have not like gone to bed and shit. I'm just mad. Yesterday, no, not yesterday. I wasn't doing anything yesterday. Fucking Sunday, I was in my garage and I had to deal with my nieces and nephew consistently walking into the garage and talking to their mom, who was in the garage at the time. And like every fucking time she would look at them and be like, don't fucking say anything. You know, the whole, she need to be quiet. Like uncle's fucking streaming. They didn't listen. They never listened. They just kept fucking talking. And I'm just like, oh my God. It's like they need to learn the universal shut the fuck up fucking sign language, but they just don't want to. They don't care. It's important. Mom, can I have Cheetos? Yes. Fucking don't ask me.
Kids giving a fuck is a very, very hard thing to do. You gotta teach them to give a fuck.
Especially 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only other people you need to teach that to is probably overly privileged millennials and crack whores.
Fair enough.
Have you ever seen one? Have you ever seen a crack whore? Man, those crack whore.
I live in Southern California. Yes.
Okay, good. They are like just giant children. Nothing but impulse skills.
My sister, after work one night, decided to go to Denny's to get something to eat. She usually doesn't eat at like restaurants after work, but every once in a while she'll go. And like she and her work buddies were there, and she recorded this apparently, or their friends recorded it. But there was a crack whore there who was making a big fucking deal out of the fact that her and her black boyfriend were not being served immediately, and that was racist. And I'm like, it's a black waitress and a black manager, and there are lots of fucking tables. Just wait.
And the tables are black too.
Shut the fuck up. No, but it was really stupid because it didn't make any fucking sense, because the whole scenario was this white girl dating a black guy wasn't being served within the first 5 fucking minutes of them sitting down. And I'm like, bitch, have you ever been to a Denny's before? Especially on a slightly busy night? You need to chill the fuck out. That's not racist. That's them getting to you when they fucking can get to you and shit. And apparently my sister had enough, so she had basically told her to shut the fuck up, and the entire video is basically them going back and forth. It's fucking hilarious, because at one point the crack whore is trying to explain something to my sister, and her fucking response is interrupt her and say congratulations. I thought that was the funniest fucking shit.
Great job, crack whore. There you go. All right. So, speaking of Starfire, who's not a crack whore? She just looks like one on TV. Marcus, you still there? Darnell?
I'm still here. I think Brock's actually hit his head now.
I did not. I'm here.
Oh. You went quiet there for a second.
Oh, I think my fucking... Okay, yeah, my computer was probably like suddenly losing signal.
Oh, okay. That explains a lot.
Yeah. But yes, she is. Starfire now on the DC's Titans fucking show definitely looks like a crack whore.
Yeah.
It's depressing. No, what the fuck was I going to say? Oh. So earlier this morning, I was actually on Morning Decay, nerding the fuck out with Optic Decay. I'm thinking about eventually bringing him on to a Han Solo at some point, because apparently I did not realize the depths of his nerdiness, but he would fit in real well on a Han Solo.
Yeah, sure. Bring him on.
Fuck yeah. He'll be intimidated next time.
He'll be intimidated next time. Yeah, okay, fine. I'll intimidate him. I'll show him I'll slap him with my pimp hand artist skills and whatnot.
It's funny too, because like he actually really likes your art. Like he's a fan of your artwork and shit, and you're clearly a fan of his artwork and stuff. And I thought it was fucking funny that when he comes onto the show, you were saying things like, I'm feeling very intimidated right now, sir. And Optics is like, don't call me fucking sir. What the fuck?
I did no such thing. He's a fucking peon compared to me. I'm a fucking god compared to Optic Decay. What the fuck was you talking about?
Did Schmeckel write your script for you?
No. I don't know who you think you are. About this whole nonsense. No, I'm better than him. Absolutely, I'm better than him.
All right.
I'll say it to his fucking face. Yeah, sure.
All right. We'll get him on for a future show.
All right, sounds good to me.
But one of the other topics we were supposed to talk about was Dragon Ball Super. So for those of you who do not know, Dragon Ball Super is obviously the continuation of Dragon Ball Z. This is where we get the Goku and Vegeta Super Saiyan Blue form, Super Saiyan God, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. Broly is officially becoming canon. Because one thing that has been happening consistently in the fucking DB Super universe is all of their movies have been officially deemed canonical. Meaning, everything that happens in the movies will actually happen in the show.
Well, I don't know if it would happen that way. I think they'll do it for fan favorites. So like Brawley would definitely come back. I don't think people like Android 13 or Turles would become canon.
No. Huh? I meant it as because Brawley is being made into the newest movie for DB Super, that means that Brawley is going to be a canonical character for the show as well.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. There is a current trend, which I actually don't like, but I think I know why they're doing it, where they'll make the movies, and then they'll redo the movies for the TV show. And I'm like, why do that? You already have a movie. But I guess if you want to make it into a series, it's probably best to do that. It kind of makes the whole purpose of making a movie kind of pointless. Just make a show.
True, but I think the reason why they're doing that is to basically get the hype for the new saga that's coming out. Is one thing that I had noticed is that the first movie announced for it was Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods. And what people knew and some didn't know is that Battle of the Gods was actually the Kickstarter to get the Dragon Ball Super series going. And so how Dragon Ball Super actually opens up is very similar to how Battle of the Gods is. Now, the difference, of course, being that the movie got a much bigger budget and was able to do better graphics and fight scenes, but the TV show had to do a somewhat watered-down version. Still the same results, still almost the same dialogue and everything, slightly different outcomes in certain scenes. That's all it was. And then after the Battle of the Gods scenario had happened, they announced the Resurrection F, which is basically the Resurrection of Frieza movie coming out. And that was the very next story arc that they jump into in between a few filler episodes between Battle of the Gods and Resurrection F. From there, they didn't have any other movies. They just kept going into one saga after another or one arc after another with a few filler in between and stuff. And this went on for about 60... No, god damn it. How many fucking episodes was it?
A fair bit, obviously.
Yeah, there was quite a lot. But let me just look it up real quick. Oh, god damn it. There we go. 131 episodes for Dragon Ball Super in its entirety for season 1. That's a lot of fucking episodes, to be honest.
Yeah, it would be.
But yeah, so this means that Brawley, the movie, is going to kick off the next season of Dragon Ball Super. And this is the first official Dragon Ball Super movie, by the way. Because the first two, both Resurrection F and Battle of the Gods, were actually Dragon Ball Z movies. Their titles are officially Dragon Ball Z, Battle of the Gods, and Dragon Ball Z, Resurrection F. However, this one is Dragon Ball Super Brawley, I think. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. And then this just means that what the fans have been asking and begging for so long, other than a return of Dragon Ball Super that wasn't GT because GT was shit, the fans finally get what they want. Brawley is officially a canonical character. Otherwise, anytime somebody would try to argue this character or that character, if you would bring in the movies, those were non-canonical characters. The only movie that ever actually made that cross over from non-canon to canon was the Dead Zone. And that was simply because they needed an antagonist between stories, so they made a very mini series, the Garlic Jr. saga.
Miniseries. That miniseries. You mean filler, right?
Essentially, it was a very, very annoying filler
The only
because
thing
it was just stupid.
the only thing I got from that, which I always laugh at, is the fact that Krillin's girlfriend Marin, who was only there for that series, it was just like dumb blonde, blue haired, something or other.
Mhm.
But then he has a kid later on, and he actually calls her Marin, or is it Marin?
Yeah, he names his daughter his first ever girlfriend. Shit you not, that is Krillin's very first girlfriend. She's almost a carbon copy of Bulma in many ways, except she's the opposite in intelligence. She's fucking dumb as shit. She
Yeah,
breaks up with him shortly after their short run relationship and stuff, and that's it. We never see Marin again. Years later, he marries Android 18. They have a daughter, and name her Marin. I don't think Krillin got over his first breakup.
well, it's yeah, it's hard to glean something from that. Jesus Christ, it seems like Toriyama sort of forgot all about Marin, which makes sense considering he totally forgot what was her name, Blanche? No, Blanche. Thank you. Totally forgot about her. And she was a fan favorite for quite a long time. And I thought that's a terrible thing. She was everywhere. But yeah, it's funny. He just up and forgets.
Yeah, well, that actually is a common thing with Toriyama. His I loved making fun of Toriyama on so many different things, but he's real shoot from the hip. He doesn't actually have a set script going on. He legitimately makes things up as he goes. And unfortunately, in the past, he has legitimately forgotten about characters almost entirely. For example, Launch.
There was an interview where, but there was actually an interview that somebody did during a convention, and he actually even forgot that Super Saiyan 2 existed.
Oh, yeah. Because it wasn't much of a difference between Super Saiyan 1 and Super Saiyan 2. The only real difference is slightly more detail in the hair. There was more obvious spikes and shit. Whereas with Vegeta, you would probably get like a few detailed spikes, but everything is essentially the same solid Vegeta hair color. And Goku was just, his hair would spike up, but it was just a few detailed spikes and shit. And then Super Saiyan 2, the spikes would go bigger, and he would only have like 2 fucking bangs coming down his face for Goku. And Vegeta, there would be more spike details into his fucking hair. But on top of that, there would be swirling lightning and electricity around them as Super Saiyan level 2 and shit. That was it. That's all it was. It's just fucking funny because Toriyama will continue to... It's annoying as shit, too. Because you look at the Buu saga and you have to think to yourself, how much of this was Tori? It was all of it. He broke every moment you realize that a rule has been set up, and then they break that rule later. That was Toriyama.
Yeah, consistency is not his thing.
Consistency's never been his thing, unless
Although
it's
I
going
will
to be
say,
Goku and Dragon Ball.
One of the things about Toriyama that I do appreciate is that he's pretty much a master at cutting corners. Because I remember hearing stories about how the inker would say, the one of the things he hates doing is he hates filling in Goku and Vegeta's hair because it's all black and all that, same thing with Yamcha. So he decided to create Super Saiyan just so that they didn't have to do all that inking. And I thought,
that was funny.
And one of the other things is when he was doing Dragon Ball, Goku was in that tournament in the Dragon Ball saga, and it was annoying to keep drawing all those statues in the background.
Uh-huh.
So he came up with this thing where Goku would do a warm up and he would destroy one of the statues of these little heads, just to warm up, if you will. But that got rid of one statue, so he didn't have to redraw them. I'm like, oh, that's pretty clever. That's pretty clever.
It's also the reason, and this is, I guess, something most people didn't pick up. It's the reason why there are so many bald characters who are supporting role characters in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. It's because you don't have to worry about hair anymore. That's it.
Yeah.
It's why is Piccolo bald? Because he doesn't have to draw hair. Why is Chaozu bald? Because he doesn't have to draw hair. Why is Tien bald? Because he doesn't have to draw hair. Why is Master Roshi bald? Well, he's an old man. Also, he doesn't have to draw hair.
Still has to draw a beard, but I mean, yeah, hair, nah.
Yeah, like that. I think that's just, it's the funniest thing because, yes, he really is the master of cutting corners because there are so many moments where you think to yourself, huh, you went all out with this, continues to do that. It's funny.
Yeah. I think it's so cool that he's so good at doing this, getting back at it. Yeah.
I actually think it's kind of funny because there's a point where you really want Toriyama to just stop. It's like, Toriyama, it's clear that you're getting worse in your old age. First, you forgot entirely about launch until the Buu saga. Second, you kept breaking your own fucking rules within the Buu saga.
And also,
I was gonna say, third, you tried to draw Bulma with blonde hair.
Yeah.
You decided to push forward with that character by giving us a surprise older sister with blonde hair. Pretty sure you need to stop, bro.
I was saying in a previous stream that because Dragon Ball has been such a huge moneymaker, that Toei Animation has actually devoted a whole wing of animation studios to Dragon Ball projects. And there are going to be spin-off series and stuff like that. My suggestion was, you need to hire someone to make sure that the lore is in order, that you don't just make stuff up on the fly like that, because you're just going to write yourself into so many corners, and it's going to be a huge mess. Sure, there might be really cool fight scenes and other stuff happening, but at the same time, like, you know it's going to be bad. You will regret everything you do. So I think that's what they should do. And I'm trying to remember. They did make an announcement of another series. I think it's going to be taking place with like Trunks doing the whole time travel stuff. So I think they might try to connect certain elements. Hopefully connect some of the video game story arcs. Because I actually liked Android 21 from that Dragon Ball game that came out recently. That everyone keeps playing.
Oh, you liked Android 21? See, Toriyama came up with the design for Android 21 and really liked the design. Don't be surprised if Android 21 actually becomes a character in the follow-up Season 2 of Dragon Ball Super. I'm just saying, sometimes Toriyama ends up really liking some of his own design. It's one of the reasons why Broly is finally getting to become a canonical character. It's the reason why Broly got 3 fucking movies instead of just 1.
Yeah, people like him.
They didn't just like him. Dude, when Broly first makes his appearance, everybody loved him. Broly comes back for revenge, and people are like, holy fucking shit. But, he dies permanently this time. Oh, wait, no, he comes back for a 3rd time. Kids Gohan and Trunks have to fight him off along with Goten, and there's a scene where Trunks pisses on fucking Broly's head, basically. But other than Broly, Cooler was also a character that actually got more than 1 movie based around him. It was only 2. Still, when you think about it, that just shows that there is that possibility we could get Cooler as an actual canonical fucking villain as well. Because Toriyama does not just simply allow characters to be repeat characters or repeat threats like that if he doesn't enjoy them. For fuck's sake, Frieza is, to him, Frieza was one of the biggest threats that the Dragon Ball universe had ever actually had. Hence the reason why Frieza would eventually come back. Why Frieza kept making cameos from time to time. So now Frieza's, back again. Broly is now becoming canon. Would not be surprised if Cooler suddenly became canon. Would not be surprised if Android 21 became canon. Also, everyone wants big-tittied fucking Android 21 to become canon because they want some more fat material.
Yeah. Fucking love Android 21.
And anyone with a pulse loves Android 21.
Fucking,
Android 21 would masturbate to Android 21 if Android 21 could do it.
She's my Dragon Ball waifu. She's the closest thing I get. Here's the thing. I don't really like any of the female characters in Dragon Ball. Or Dragon Ball Z and all that. None of them have done it for me. None of them are really the kind of characters I like. They're all pretty boring. Videl was the only one that I actually enjoyed a little bit more because she was struggling to, in the tournament and whatnot, and I like character growth, and so I mean I really appreciate her. Android 21, I love her. And mostly, I mean, like the good version, because I know she splits later on in the game. Spoilers to anyone who hasn't played it, but I actually like the good version because she's trying to grow and defeat her evil self and whatnot. So I really like that character. And you're right, the internet loves her.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm actually a big fan of Android 18. I've always liked Bulma, but to me, Bulma always felt like just a supporting role character that never really needed to be in the main light itself. During Dragon Ball, fine, fair enough, because she's the one that actually convinces Goku to go on the adventure with her because she wants to collect all 7 Dragon Balls and make the wish eventually after they find out what they are, blah, blah, so on and so forth. Not to mention, the infamous nude shots of fucking Bulma, and then Toriyama's perverted little mind consistently putting her in as many sexy outfits as he can throughout Dragon Ball. Legitimately, Toriyama has never hidden that fact. He put her in a bunny costume. He put her in various different sexy girl costumes because he just wanted to put Bulma in sexy girl costumes.
Yeah.
No other reason. And that's fucking amazing to me. But Bulma was interesting. She was a good main character at first, and then she was a great supporting role character later on. But I don't know, the luster kind of like faded after a long period of time. Chi-Chi, I've never been a fan of. Like, she's kind of forced Goku into a lifestyle and into a position that he has never truly ever really thought of or felt. It was just kind of like it. When I say this one feels forced, it's because you can actually watch it unfold from when they are children to young adults and say, no, she pretty much forced him into this fucking goddamn story. There's no question. When Chi-Chi meets Goku as children, she's determined she's going to marry him, and that's what actually happens.
I also want to say, sorry to interrupt there, but Goku, he said 2 kids, you never kissed her? Really? Not even at your wedding? Really? 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 I don't fucking get that.
That was
Vegeta himself was like, what?
Yeah, that really weirded me out because that's something you think would be a DBZ abridged joke. That's something you think Team 4-Star would have come up with.
No. The DBZ abridged joke is the part in Super where Goku teleports into Vegeta and Bulma's room, and then he goes, "Are you trying to see my wife naked?" And says, "No, she's saggy."
No, that's another one. That is definitely a DBZ bridge joke. No, but I'm specifically saying, like, you would think that the whole, like, you've been married to Chi-Chi for this long and you've never kissed her. That sounds like something Dragon Ball abridged creators, Team 4-Star, would have come up with. And then you find out, no. That's actually canon because that legitimately happens and is dialogue in Dragon Ball Super. And I'm sitting there looking at the screen. I paused as soon as I had read that line, and I just paused in it because I was watching the sub, and I was just looking at the screen like, how is this a thing? This is one of the reasons why I went to Twitter shortly after Super, and I just lost my shit because I'm like, I know Goku's supposed to be dumb, but I didn't expect him to be this fucking dumb.
Also,
They took it to a max.
Chi strikes me as the kind of girl who it's kind of like when we first see her in Dragon Ball, she's kind of a girly girl-ish kind of thing. Strange outfit, sure, but she seems like she would know a thing or two about like the handsome prince would do this and that. She seems like she grew up on fairy tales. I don't believe for a second that she doesn't know about kissing and all that kind of stuff. I don't believe for a second that she doesn't make out with Goku. Nothing about that seems remotely familiar.
It doesn't make sense to me because there were way too many hints that they have obviously kissed in the series of Dragon Ball Z. Okay, throughout Dragon Ball, understandable why Goku and Chi-Chi probably never kissed, and then maybe he was a little too embarrassed to do it on his wedding day, or she just kissed him on the cheek, whatever the case is. But Chi-Chi has kissed Gohan in front of Goku on the cheek before. She has kissed Goku on the cheek before. Goku has even kissed her on the cheek before. Lip-to-lip action is not completely out of the realms of possibility at this point. So when they did that in Super, that's why I'm just like, I know he's dumb. He cannot be this dumb.
I don't believe it, yeah.
This is a level of dumb that I reject. Toriyama, you need to rewrite this fucking scene right now.
This is why I say like they need to have someone has to be there to make sure the lore is intact and that they don't do stupid stuff like this.
So basically somebody needs to be hired specifically to rein in Toriyama's stupidity.
Yes.
I have a great new joke. Hold on. Let me proofread it first.
Yeah, just need to make sure it's canon and that it works. You don't want to piss off the fanboys.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's just like, all right, okay. Mm-hmm. Who is this character here? The one that's referring to Vegeta as Oni-chan? Oh, that's Vegeta's sister. You need to take this character completely out of the story because now you're just rewriting history itself. There were only 4 Saiyans at one point that were off-world, and then suddenly because of the OVA we had to do, there's 5. Now you want to say there's 6. Do you want to add more to the list, Toriyama, or do you just want to stick to the fucking lore? Oh, right, he never had a sister. I'm going to backhand you if you keep doing shit like this.
I forgot about that. Yeah, they had like an OVA, and he had like what, a little brother?
Yeah, he has a younger brother who was actually sent off-world because not only was he too weak in power level, mind you, none of this makes sense because he would have to be the same age as Goku for this to be accurate, yet in the OVA, he's younger than Goku, much, much younger than even Gohan. It doesn't make sense. And so he was essentially off-world, sent to a planet because he was a useless Saiyan in their mind. He was far too timid. His power level was far too low. And he was way too nice of a child. But he's royalty. So he was given that whole, we're not going to just kill him. We're just going to keep him alive. And he ends up marrying some fucking alien on some other planet and shit like that. Mind you, I had an argument with somebody with the whole concept of Saiyans being able to mate with humans and shit because I've made the same argument for Superman. I will no longer do that anymore. But I've made the same argument for Superman about Superman being human with the Saiyans. And the Saiyans are human, regardless of what people want to actually say. And it's because people hear alien and they automatically reject it. People here born on another planet or come from a different race of people, and they automatically reject it. And I have to consistently say, look, you're not seeing this. You're only seeing this in one fucking angle. See it from multiple angles. See the whole picture. Don't focus on this corner. Anyways, but they used the Vegeta's younger brother married to an alien as so-called proof that Saiyans can probably fuck and mate with any species in the galaxy and stuff. And I asked him the question, have they had children in the show? He couldn't answer. I looked into it. No, they can't. Their biological makeup is far too different from each other. They can't have kids. He's literally married to somebody who might as well just act like a barren fucking woman. And it's sad because it's like, she doesn't even have womanly features. She looks like Zeno-sama, but not. It's very weird.
I bet. Speaking of, no, wait, no, I already talked about that. Trying to think what else is going on. See, I haven't watched Super, so there's a lot I'm missing out. And the reason why I haven't watched it is because I don't know when they move past the movies. Because I'm like, I could watch the first couple seasons, but I don't know if they're based off the movies. Like, when does the actual show take place? I've already seen most of this, and it's that factor that sort of irritated me. Like, when did they go off to something else?
So wait, okay. So what you're saying, because of the movies Resurrection F and Battle of the Gods, you're confused as to where the show goes?
Exactly. Well, because the show retreads the movie. It redoes everything you see in the movies.
Oh,
just as a TV thing. I don't want that. Where does the actual show start? I don't want the movies that you've redo and all that. That's annoying. I wish they would stop that.
Yeah. So what it is episode 1 of Dragon Ball Super is actually the beginning of Battle of the Gods. That continues on for about 10 episodes. Only because right around episode 10 is when you start to get some of the filler episodes. And then there's about 3 to 4 filler episodes between Battle of the Gods and Resurrection F. And the only reason why is because part of the filler episodes is Vegeta trying to convince Whis to take him to his and Beerus's planet to train, and he eventually, wants to become stronger and all that stuff. Goku, in the following episode, ends up convincing Whis after Vegeta's been training with them for a couple of weeks. He convinces Whis to bring him to the planet as well, and the two, Vegeta and Goku, spar with each other. Goku has absorbed at this point, as you all know, the Super Saiyan God energy into his body to the point where it actually still resides within him. He just needs to become strong enough to actually use it. When he's sparring with Vegeta, some of that power transfers into Vegeta naturally. It's a freak occurrence, but I have a theory as to why this actually is. And it's part of a conversation that Whis has with Goku and Vegeta during the filler episodes, where Whis basically explains Vegeta trains really, really hard, but he never allows himself time to relax. And that's why he fails. Goku doesn't really train all that much, but he fights really, really fucking hard and can sometimes take it seriously, but for the most part doesn't. And this is why he fails. And basically they are the same. They are the two sides of the exact same coin. And Whis even makes the mention, if they were to fuse into one being, they'd be the most unstoppable fighter that the universe has ever seen, which is kind of a wink to later episodes and shit. After a fucking 3 to 4 filler episodes, that's when Resurrection F picks up. And then about 9 episodes of that, again, is that entire fucking movie. So you're looking at, I want to say, episode 17 is when I think it actually starts becoming the rest of the show.
Okay. Yeah, because I missed out on the whole Goku Black thing and all that. So I'm like, I'm missing out on so much, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't fucking want to watch everything again.
No, yeah, fair enough. That actually pissed me off too. I wanted to skip a lot of episodes just because of that stupid shit. Let me just double check for you. You know what? I'm not gonna actually
It's
check.
it's okay. I'll figure it out later.
Yeah, somewhere in the late teens, early 20s. That's when the Resurrection F ends, and then you can go from there on watching the show and everything. Be happy. After the Resurrection F storyline, they have filler, and then they jump into the Universe 6 and 7 tournament, the cross universe tournament. After that one, they eventually go into the Goku Black story arc, and then the final story, the final arc is the Tournament of Power arc, which is really, really fucking annoying.
It is just like those dogs, eh?
Yes, that would actually be my dogs, and I'm gonna have to fucking, I don't know, throw a bunch of pillows at them because apparently somebody has allowed the neighbor girl to come over again, and the tiny one, Luna, despises that neighbor girl and wants to kill her every fucking time she comes over.
Sounds like my dog. My dog has the same feeling towards some of our neighbors. So,
fair enough. But yeah, no. The final arc, the Tournament of Power arc, for the most part, that whole story, it's twice as long as the rest of the arcs that you just watched. Power, the Cross Universe Tournament, Goku Black, which is the weakest of all the fucking arcs and all that stuff. It's actually twice as long because of how many episodes it has, because of how much information has to go into it, so on and so forth. It's actually really fucking interesting. And then about halfway, you start to just kind of get pissed off because, one, you just want shit to fucking happen already. It's just like, wait, who's still in the fucking tournament? Who's still fighting? Okay, can you just have this happen? No, can you fuck off with what's going? I don't. Confusing me. And then it ends in one of the biggest cop-out ways. And I just got mad. I got really mad. I'm just like, God damn it, Toriyama. You son of a bitch. Found out later, though, that wasn't 100% Toriyama's fault.
okay.
Yeah, it turns out that Toei Animation actually was the one who convinced Toriyama to come back into the fray to do Dragon Ball Super against Toriyama's wishes, even though Toriyama did want to come back, do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and just kind of fix the franchise. Toei Animation kept making him come back for more shit, and they kept pushing for certain arcs and certain things to happen and stuff like that. And so essentially Toriyama was, I have no choice in the matter. I'm just going to do what they ask me to and question my life.
So, okay, do we have anything else we want to talk about? I see Darnell's nodding off.
Oh, is he actually passing out?
Yeah, he needs to go to sleep.
Oh, God.
Do we want to call her quits?
The child is sleeping. He wants to go to sleep now. Yeah, we can go ahead and call it quits at this point.
Okay, sounds good. All right, I'll give Tournament Gods, Dragon Ball Super another go. So.
Oh yeah, that also reminds me. Microsoft was actually doing a thing where they were giving out the first season of Dragon Ball Super for free.
Wait, what? Why would Microsoft do that?
I don't know.
So they're giving out a thing that already is out for free.
Yeah.
The entire first season, all 131 episodes.
Well, Dragon Ball Super, yeah, I can find it if I want. I remember tweeting it out.
Yeah, no, I can send you a link right now to a site that has all 131 episodes uploaded. You don't have to download anything. You don't gotta buy a product to get it. It's just click, and there you go. Enjoy.
Yeah, no, I mean there are ways to watch it, and I actually pay for this Funimation service thing there, so I can always watch some of it. The thing is with the Funimation, even though you pay for it, you don't get all the episodes. It's weird. I mean, you get most of them, but a lot of the newer stuff you might get, you might not. If it's a new series, you can get that all like for free or not for free after you pay for the service. But anything that's older, you don't get. You only
Yeah.
get new stuff, and even that, if it's an older, like it's like the 6th season of Dragon Ball Super or whatever, you can't get that. You have to get that on TV. I think it's like
I think the reason why is because Funimation has so many fucking projects that they are forgetting a lot of shit.
I think they probably have like contract related stuff. I think like what channel is Dragon Ball Super on? It's they probably got like the rights to. I think it's Adult Swim.
Yeah, it's Cartoon Network / Adult Swim.
Okay, yeah. So they probably have the rights for that kind of stuff. Probably very similar with the idea of Fooly Cooly and all that, which is terrible, by the way. Anyone out there watching FLCL? Don't. It's bad. It's really, really bad.
You know what? You need to watch Giguk's latest video where he wraps up summer anime of 2018 in a nutshell. It is wonderful because there is a part where he brings up a continuation of a very highly popular and highly anticipated anime that's getting another season. And his joke is wonderful, and it's sort of akin to what you just did with Fooly Cooly.
Okay, good. I'll give that a go then.
Yeah,
All
I recommend it because Giga makes great fucking videos, though. His shit's fun. I'm actually gonna watch it after we're done here.
He has a great sense of humor and he definitely great content. So
Oh yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be it for us tonight. We talked about the South Park, Bring Crunch DLC, the Mayans MC fucking show, and Dragon Ball Super, along with a fuckload of derailing subjects in which I got mad at DC for a lot of shit they're pulling. I stayed away from the Marvel stuff because that's just going to make me yell at everything and everyone. And then Darnell shared with the class a little too much. Caused Samaj to share with the class a little too much.
well, at least it doesn't hurt when I come.
God
My
damn.
asshole.
God damn it. Chairview, just keep your fucking mouth shut next time. What? Okay. Quick question before we actually go.
Okay.
What is it? What is it with the cut stream? What is it about this channel that causes people to randomly confess really fucking dumb things or really horrible shit that you shouldn't be confessing, like Futternut confessing to sucking another man's dick and claiming that's not gay, and then Chairview confessing to it hurts when he nuts.
All right. Well, in the case of Fire, he was just drunk. He should have known better, but he never does.
I mean, he tried calling LeVar Burton and talking about his sister's suicide, saying he was reading Ren.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think he needs to step away from alcohol. In the case of Chair, he should have just shut up because he tried to use guilt tripping about how he's in a wheelchair and that we shouldn't be picking on him, that kind of stuff. And that's, I mean, that was a stupid move on his part.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's why he gets the shit that he gets. I don't hate Chairview, but he really, he needs to shut the fuck up on that stuff. He's just gonna get himself in trouble.
Accurate. Very, very accurate. All right. Well, fuck it. It hurts when we come. That's gonna be it for the night, everybody. Join us next week when we probably talk about some more nerdy shit and Schmeckel goes fucking missing yet again. And we'll probably have Darnell on once again, along with maybe Optic Decay. I don't know. I'll talk to him a few days in advance and see if he wants to come on for a hand solo and shit. We'll get all super nerdy.
Optic is a peasant compared to me.
Oh my God, don't you Take it easy. Good night, cunts, and get the fuck out.
Rabble, 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 rabble.